One of the notable customs of the Shavuot holiday is the custom of decorating the synagogue. Just a couple of days ago, we were here celebrating Shavuot, and we had palm leaves by the balcony, and we had other leaves behind me. And the reason we decorate the synagogue on Shavuot is because when the Torah was given, Shavuot celebrates the giving of the Torah, and that day at Mount Sinai, the mountain was covered with grass and was covered with flowers. Our very own Binyamin Lipschitz shared with us a beautiful question over Shavuot. Why is it that we highlight this component of the Mount Sinai experience? In fact, when you read through Parshas Yisro, you read through the episode of the Mount Sinai of giving the Torah doesn't exactly stress the flowers and the greenery. The Torah stresses something else. The Torah stresses the fire, the lightning, the thunder. Why is it that we recreate the scene with leaves, with grass? Why not recreate the scene with candles? Why not remember the Mount Sinai experience, the giving of the Torah, by lighting candles to remember the Aish, to remember the fire, and the lightning and the thunder? Perhaps an answer to this question is that we remember the day after the giving of the Torah. The very next day, after the Torah was given, what remained at the mountain? There was no longer any thunder, there was no longer lightning, there was no longer any fire. But the grass remained the very next day. As we celebrate Shavuot and as we move on from the holiday of Shavuot, we need to remember that we don't just celebrate one day in our history, that the giving of the Torah is not a one-time event, but something that needs to be recreated every day of the year. That every day of the year, a Jewish person must think, what can I do to connect to the Torah? So on Shavuot, as we celebrate the giving of the Torah, we highlight the component of the scene which remains, the component that remains the next day, the next week, after the Torah was given. As each of us need to think as we move on from Shavuot, what can I do and what can we do to make sure that we reconnect with the Torah each and every day and each and every week of our lives? I wish you all a wonderful Shabbos.